sends a message. Once there was a hero named Robin Hood. He lived in Sherwood Forest with his friends, Friar Tuck, Little John, and Skippy Bunny. Robin Hood had an enemy named Prince John. The wicked prince took money from the poor people of England, but Robin Hood always got it back for them. Far from Sherwood Forest, in Prince John's castle, lived Maid Marian. The Lady Cluck, Maid Marian, loved Robin Hood. She wished she could see him, but she knew Robin Hood would be arrested if he ever came near the castle. "Don't worry, Maid Marian," Lady Cluck said. "Robin Hood will find a way to see you. He always does." Lady Cluck was right. Robin Hood wrote Maid Marian a note and asked her to meet him at the fair. Robin Hood asked Skippy to deliver the letter. "Don't let anyone see you," he warned his young friend. "Don't worry," Skippy cried as he went off. When he reached the village, Skippy hid Robin Hood's letter in his hat. Then he pulled the hat down over his ears. At dusk, he bravely marched into the castle. Skippy carefully tiptoed past the sleeping guards to find Maid Marian. Skippy climbed up a vine to Maid Marian's window. He pulled the letter from his hat and left it on her windowsill. But Skippy didn't realize that one of the guards was really awake, and he didn't know the guard saw him leave the letter. After Skippy left, the guard grabbed the letter and rushed to Prince John's room. "I have an important letter to show you, Prince John," he said. Prince John, his knight, Sir Hiss, and sheriff were busy counting money, but they stopped when they learned the guard had a letter from Robin Hood. "What does it say?" Prince John demanded. The sheriff read the letter out loud. It said, "Dear Miriam, please meet me at the fair tomorrow. I miss you. Love, Robin Hood." "At last we can catch Robin Hood," whispered the sheriff. "We must be careful," hissed Sir Hiss. "Robin Hood has tricked us before." "Keep quiet, you fool," shouted Prince John. So poor Maid Marian never received Robin Hood's letter. She didn't know he wanted to see her at the fair. She began to worry. "Do you think I'll ever see him again?" she asked Lady Cluck. Just then there was a knock at the door. "Quick, hide Robin's picture," Lady Luck whispered. She knew Prince John would be angry if he saw it. Lady Cluck opened the door. There stood Prince John with Sir Hiss. "Would you dear ladies care to join me to the fair this afternoon?" the sly prince asked. The two ladies were surprised. Prince John never asked them to go anywhere. "Yes, we'll go," Maid Marian answered. "Wonderful," the prince giggled. "We will meet in 10 minutes. Lady Cluck did not trust Prince John and Sir Hiss. She opened the door and listened to them talking. "We're going to catch Robin Hood this time," Prince John cried as he skipped down the hall. Lady Cluck rushed back to the room. She had to warn Robin Hood. She looked out the window and then she saw Skippy. He was waiting to see if Maid Marian had a message for Robin. Lady Cluck rushed downstairs to tell Skippy about the evil prince's plan. "Prince John is going to trap Robin at the fair," Lady Cluck exclaimed. Skippy ran as fast as he could all the way to Sherwood Forest. "What's the matter?" Robin Hood asked him. Skippy quickly told Robin Hood and Little John and the prince's plan. Robin Hood laughed. "We'll see who will get caught and who will do the catching," chuckled Little John. "I have an idea." But back at the castle, Prince John and his men were ready to leave for the fair. Robin Hood has met his match, roared the prince. Let's go. He sent the sheriff and his men ahead to the fair. Lady Cluck and Maid Marian joined the prince and his royal carriage, and they were on their way. It would be very interesting fair, Prince John said, with an evil grin. Yes, agreed Sir Hiss. I'm sure we'll be, replied Lady Cluck. Up ahead, Robin Hood and Little John were waiting. They had tied a big net in the trees. As Prince John's carriage passed underneath the net, Robin Hood and Little John cut the ropes, and down came the net. Prince John was the one who was caught. Now what? Prince John roared. Robin Hood and his Little John dashed out from behind the trees and ran over to the carriage. Welcome to Sherwood Forest, cried Robin Hood. When Prince John opened the carriage curtains, Robin Hood helped Maid Marian and Lady Cluck out of the carriage. Then Little John took Prince John's bags of gold and returned the money to the poor. Soon all the friends of Sherwood Forest were celebrating Robin Hood's great success and outsmarting Prince John once more. Robin Hood bowed to Maid Marian. May I have this dance? He asked. When Prince John returned to the castle, the sheriff was waiting for him. We've been tricked, the sheriff cried. Robin Hood never turned up to the fair. Oh, he turned up, Prince John said, but not to the fair. And now I don't have Robin Hood or my bags of gold. And with that, he put his thumb in his mouth and began a brand new way to catch the hero of Sherwood Forest.